morning and welcome to another edition of Fitness Friday. I'm here with Casey Stutzman at Performance Soccer, who's going to show us a new take on some popular exercises. So what are we looking at today, Casey?
So if you look at one exercise that probably makes its way into almost every single person's fitness routine, I'd say the crunch would probably be a safe bet, right? But it's one of those things, have we ever really looked at, like, is it a good exercise for my routine? So when we're looking at this today, I kind of want to take like our general population into account, right? So I know, most of the people that are involved in fitness are usually professional 9-to-5 type people, or have that type of job or work environment. So a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting. So we're going to kind of look at the crunch through that light. All right, now I'm actually going to get you sitting for a second. Is that cool?
Yes, perfect.
Sorry, grab that ball and just kind of slide on over here. And just have a seat. And just kind of facing out this way. Now, now pretend you're typing. Oh, did you really type that good?
Maybe. I type pretty fast.
Show me how you type when you get tired. There we go. This is how most people type here. So look at this huge rounding in the shoulders. Look how everything gets really bunched up in there. Look how tight the hips get. So now, come on off there. Let's get you on the ground for a second really quick. So do we agree this is probably not great posture?
No.
We don't like this.
No.
All right, now lay on the ground for me. All right, so now let's go ahead and hit a crunch for me. All right, and now come on back down. Keep the back on the ground and just hit and hold that crunch position. Now hold right there. What does this look suspiciously like?
Just like the hunch.
Just like that position we spend all day. And go ahead and relax. I know it's tough to hold. Just like that position we're spending all day in. So if we're already in this poor posture, by hammering that position even more, it can just continue to drive deeper and deeper and further. And we'll talk about in a second, too, how that's maybe not the best way to actually train the abs in terms of how they work. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a core exercise that we're going to replace our crunch with that's more stability based, and it's going to help us organize our spine in a neutral position and create better postural health. So we're going to do a plank, but we're going to do a little bit differently than we've kind of done in the past. So I'm going to have you flip over onto your stomach.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this guy for a little bit of feedback, but what I'm going to have you do is you're going to start off on all fours, and we're just going to step back into position one leg at a time. So I'm going to step back and hold, step back and hold. Now, alignment on this is crazy important, so I'm actually going to use the bar. Now, feel how the backside's kind of sinking a little bit?
Yes.
I want you to lift this up by bracing like someone's about to tickle you. Now, push your chest away from the ground. There you go. And now pull the head up. Now, notice that nice long spine that we go through there. Now, I'm only interested with you holding this for the amount of time. You feel how the hips are starting to drop?
Yep.
So what do? We rest. Relax. How long was that hold?
Maybe 10 seconds.
It was short,
Yep.
right? We don't need to hold so long that we start to lose and break posture. We want to practice good posture and teach these muscles how to work together to organize a neutral spine. So let's try it one more time.
Okay.
This time when you pull your head back to the bar, tuck the chin down a little bit so we can keep that neck nice and neutral, because again, we don't want that typer's neck. We want it tight. So let's find it again. And you're going to find that position, step back. Now I want you to really squeeze the legs. So squeeze the quads, brace like you're about to get punched, push the chest away, tuck the chin, keep tucking. And now slide the head back up and hold and breathe and relax. Now I notice you're shaking a little bit.
I am.
So that's not easy, is it?
No.
You don't have to hold it for a minute for it to be really, really, really tough. Now another big reason that we're going to do that, we're going to finish standing here real quick. So come on back up for me. All right, so now the big thing to think about in terms of we want to train the abdominals and all the core for good movement is we want to look at that big picture. So this is the position that we need your core to work in, not on the ground. We can train on the ground, but eventually we want it to work standing. When we're standing, when I fall forward and flex forward, my abdominals are not doing that work, right? Gravity's pulling me down and my body's just taking that free ride. When we load the abdominals here is when you bend back and they start to lengthen and load to control that. So even when we're on the ground hammering and crunching, that flexion, flexion, flexion is not how they work in life and in movement. So the plank is going to be something that's going to be a little bit more functional, and it's going to help with that postural awareness and health.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you so much for giving us some of these tips about how crunches aren't really the best thing to do when you're in your workout routine. Thank you, Casey.